Okay, so now that we've created our PO, let's start processing the items. So you can see that we've already set this up with a default workflow template for US Bank default. So let's see what that does. So now we go to purchase orders. We're going to go to inventory and go down to workflow process. So this is where that screen works hand in hand with the functionality. So I have the labels printed out from the PO. So what I do is I put my cursor up here in the inventory ID, and when I scan an item, it's going to give me a quick return back and show me what it was that I just did. So this says it was in EliteBook 2540p. Here's the serial number that I recorded from it. Now, again, if you have synchronized with SoftBank's, WipeOS, Blanco, that information can come from there. I also have some user-defined fields. I could have received these at the same time as recorded these at the same time that I received it, but I kind of skipped that step because this makes it a little bit easier. But if I wanted to, I could, record maybe like a hard drive serial number. Let's see, an asset tag, Microsoft or an ESN number, COA, or some kind of blockchain or RFID. So you can kind of see that I can go through and record the user-defined fields, whatever you might have in there. I can also quickly and easily access my attributes to make the changes. And this is on a one-by-one part level. And then I can also append the comments, remove parts, add parts, or change items. But here's the cool part about the workflow process. If we see here, the condition is currently as is. So now, if you recall, the next step in that workflow is audit. And since this has a workflow assigned to the PO, when I'm using this screen, the only thing I can do is something that's acceptable in the next level. So when I click audit and then hit save, now I've just moved it from one condition to the next. So maybe I've just done the audit. Now it's an audit. I can only go to erasure. So maybe now I go over here and I say that I'm going to erase it, and I'll actually mark down that I've used a 3-pass or something, like I might change it or say DOD. So then we'll hit save. Inventory saved successfully. All right, now it still has it up, so now when it's in erasure, I can bring it to the tech, hit save, and then maybe I'll add some parts. So I'll go ahead and add, let's see if I can find a piece of inventory that I can add to it. And none of these really make sense. Probably should have done this ahead of time. That's okay, I'll just look one up here. So I'll look up an 18911. 18911. There we go. I got a piece of used memory. So I'll add that. Maybe I'll add some labor. So you can use non-inventory items to add labor So this will actually add $15 worth of cost to the item. So there I've added labor as well. Oops, I didn't click on it or something. Here we go. Select. There we go. And then when I hit save, it's added that onto it. So then I can change those things, and I'll hit save. And now maybe the next step, now that the tech is done with it, now it goes to repair. So you can see I am confined to only what the next options are. Now here's the magic. So after repair, we have final grading. And there's where you can see we can branch off and have different forks. So maybe we'll say this is now grade A. And I'll go ahead and hit save. Now that it's grade A, there is no options. I cannot change it from grade A. So this is how the workflow process screen works. Now if I close this and I go to inventory, let me show you what's actually happened in the back end there. See, it was relatively easy for me to do these things, and it would be for your workers on the floor. But if we look at system comments, you can see every single condition code that was changed all the way down. We can see the parts we added. We can see all the actions. In fact, we right-click here, we can see every step. So all the way from the bottom here, we've got the comment started, it was received, serial number was recorded, those attributes were added in the system by me. You can see who they were done by, exactly when they were done, the items received, they went from as is to audit, and then service fee was added to it from going into audit. And then it went from, I updated user-defined fields, another service fee was added. So this is what the billable services are being accrued throughout the system. And I guess I got $5 on there for all those things. But that's when, this is how it accrues those billable services, is that it knows, the system knows, because the system, or the purchase order has a billable services schedule that says if an item in this category goes from this condition code to this one, that is a $5 fee. Or it goes from erasure, it's another $5 fee. And then, by the way, it does record all the data before and after. So if there is data that was overwritten, you can see what it used to be as well. So nothing disappears. There's an audit trail for every single thing in the system. And you can see when I have added parts, how much value it added to the item. Okay.